Hello, welcome to the commentary track for Little SMP of Horror. So here we got this accidental dead body, which if you know the source material would be extremely out of character. But it's the SMP, so some things have to change. This was a glitch, this was definitely not intentional, and this wasn't meant to be happening. By the way, I cannot hear what's going on. It's unimportant. What's important is that you listen to my voice. Okay, listen to my voice. Here I'm bringing Cookie over to the garden.
You see, I've been working for a bit.
I did a couple. I'm always hopping around, but as you can see, I mean, well, the plants are even planted. Sorry, this is episode 2. I got them confused because I'm recording this one first. So there's this part right here, which is, very different. We don't really have C-Soap, who was supposed to be here for this, but we told him last minute, and he probably wasn't awake, and he probably hasn't checked yet. But, well, he's gonna be very upset when he sees that he was supposed to be in this and he wasn't. Sorry, buddy. Especially considering that later in this plot, he's supposed to become my son. But, which is a reverse of this first video. Anyway, yeah, so here we go. Here we show off the cookie, too. Now, this design was made literally last minute beforehand. I did not have... I was recording this one after the other, because it's very hard to get Cookie online sometimes, so I had to work with what I had to work with, so that's why Banana is also seen snooping around during this video. It's not really important to the character right now, and,
I couldn't really think of it.
yeah, so here we see this being recorded, and my phone's blowing up. I don't know who's texting me, and Banana's probably like, you stole my idea because I made the same short as him. Anyway.
Especially because that was my second wife's name.
Yeah, so this place is where Blinky was, I think, at the end of last season, which we blew him up in the finale. We made Gina go supersonic for no reason, and then I just blow it up, like that was the whole bit. I don't know where that arrow came from, I'm not even gonna lie.
What?
I don't even think I noticed that while recording, either. I don't think I mentioned it. So yeah, so I believe this is the part where I asked Cookie to go away, if I remember correctly. No, Cookie offers to feed a Cookie, which I say no to, because I've been having trouble with the plant, which again, very much comes from the source material. And we're gonna slowly move through this part now. Maybe we'll talk about... A lot of this stuff builds off of previously mentioned things in lore, such as Foxy's mentioned interest in gardening. It was mentioned a couple times in Season 1, I think once or twice in Season 2, and he has had a garden before, so when I was looking to what to do with that extra room and I decided to turn into a gardening thing, I was like, oh my god, this goes perfect with the little shop thing I'm planning, let's do it. And so I did it, and... I might talk more about the design on that might get its own video. So here I'm leading Cookie away. I'm stealing rotten flesh for later, because I forgot to plant it. So I had to look for it first, which is very awkward, because I'm just snooping around in C-Soap stuff.
Not cookies.
And it's never really explained why I take the rotten flesh. I just do it. That's a mistake on my end because I forgot to plant it. You see him at least considering giving it to the wolves. Cookie was supposed to leave by this part, not gonna lie. Because, when he first feeds it blood, it's alone. So, obviously, well, in the original with the Little Shop of Horrors. So, here we go. Obviously, don't want an audience for this. I give the excuse I say weird things to plants, which is based off of just the weird shit everyone said backstage during the production, which is very funny. Now, that does come back here in just a minute, I believe, when I half sing, half say the lyrics to Grow For Me. I couldn't decide whether I wanted to turn this into an actual musical part, because I know not everyone can sing. I think I mostly decided against it and just did this one scene because I wanted to. Now, we're not at that scene yet, but this is where we see the first run flash, and we hear the piston noise, which is just the mechanics that brought up the first block. Now, I've decided, I think, to keep those at that as the plants chewing noises, so I'm going to start throwing them in bit by bit, and hopefully it'll set off the thing, because it'll sound, it's enough like chewing, it's a bit too mechanical. That's whatever. Alright, and as we approach the scene in transition here, I have a very, very funny bit trivia for you, which because I was in production of Little Shop of Horrors, there was a there's a part in the show where Seymour goes to the altar too and says, well, watch your language in response to it saying tough titty. So, there's the whole little shit joke that we repeat here. Another thing that came of that was, watch your fucking language, Tui, which is a which, I mean, I want to say it at some point during this because I know some of the people will get the reference, but I don't know if enough people get it to make it worth it, because it was very much the in-joke. So, here we have the whole grow for me thing. I normally had this talk, but I'm doing commentary track. Well, this is actually being done immediately when I finished editing this video. I might not even be done yet, but I think I am, because this video ended up being long enough. At just 7 minutes and 4 seconds. I extended the first one with the intro sequence, which I'm still debating if I should keep it, because I feel like it'll put people off from watching it. But then again, you could just skip it. But, I don't want to encourage that either, because I need the watch time. I mean, what? So these will probably be my Wednesday releases. You'll know, these will be bonus videos, so these might end up being on Fridays, Mondays, or on Wednesday as well, or just whenever or right after, maybe maybe it'll be like 30 minutes after the release of each episode. You guys will get the commentary track, which is what this is. So, I'm saying that in episode 2, you already know by now. I'm going to start doing this more with some videos. I'm going to start giving commentary tracks. Anytime I have anything interesting to say, I'll say the one interesting thing, and then I'll ad-lib the rest in there, which is what I did just now. I'll give you a few bits instead of a few drops. I should have said a few chunks, but it didn't come to my mind until literally earlier today, which sucks because that would have been so much better. But, I'm running out of time. Watch Little SMP of Horrors right here. Keep watching FoxSMP. I'll see you guys next.